All right, so I'm back. I made my name, I guess, if I can say that, with a video about Christopher Nolan's Batman. And ever since then, I've always talked about Batman, and I'm going to continue to talk about Batman because Batman is a big character to me. He's been a big character ever since I saw him in the 1989 film, and then in the subsequent 1992 animated series that Paul Dini headed off. I've loved the character, and I've been deeply invested into the character. And unfortunately for me, and unfortunately for the public, you don't really get to see Batman and the characters within the story brought to light properly. Even 1989's Batman was a little off, or a lot off. But everything after that has been just way off, and I'm always complaining about it. So I said I was going to stop talking about comic book stuff, but I can't. There's nothing else to fucking talk about anyway. So I wanted to talk about this new Harley Quinn movie. Now, first things first, I have never liked the Harley Quinn character. I thought, she was, even as a kid, I thought she was a stupid character because she didn't make any sense. It was a nice idea to give the Joker a love interest and to give him a foil. It was good for that. That actually, it worked. But when you look at the actual character, it just never made sense to me, even as a kid. I mean, I was a little kid when I saw her in the series. And in the series, I never understood how this bitch was... All right. So she's a psychiatrist, and she works at Arkham, and she's interviewing the Joker, and then she falls in love with him. That's a unique and interesting twist. And it's a cool idea and a cool concept. But then everything starts to go downhill. So after she falls in love with the Joker, she goes crazy. I mean, the Joker went through a traumatic event that they used to help explain his actual insanity, because the Joker's insane. Harley Quinn acts insane herself. Did she just become insane? Did the Joker fuck her and his semen made her insane? Or did he come in her face and then the bukkake moment made her go crazy? It never made sense to me why she's insane. Maybe she falls in love with him, that's cool, and she decides to foolishly follow behind him, that's cool, and cool, that's fine. But the fact that she's actually gone crazy, they've never explained why she went crazy, what made her go crazy. Not only that, but after she falls in love with Joker, she's an expert martial artist, acrobat, marksman, and weapons expert. It doesn't make any sense. Her character does not make any sense. It never made sense to me. So I mean, she was fine as a character in a little kid's cartoon. You want to put her in there, that's fine. But as a broader character in the comic book stories that adults are going to be reading, a character that's supposed to appeal to not only children but also to adults, it stops making fucking sense after a while. It becomes a little nonsensical. So I never liked her as a character. And then when you see, even when you see her in movies, in the Suicide Squad movie, she is fighting alongside Slipknot and Deadshot. And these guys are trained assassins and mercenaries, expertly trained. She's expertly trained in helping people get over their emotional issues. How is she fighting alongside them? Then she's fighting alongside not only just these guys who have been established as expert fighters, but she's also fighting alongside monsters and gods like Killer Croc and I don't remember the names of the characters in that stupid movie. The guy that did Fire, I forget what his name was. And she's they're having these intense fights, and she's there fighting alongside them with a fucking baseball bat. That makes no sense in the world. So I don't like her character, and even when you see her in things, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. So the fact that she's getting her own movie, I was praying that it would fail. And I'm glad that it did. The movie is failing, and it's good for them. The movie should not make any money. I'm getting really annoyed with I don't know why I'm getting annoyed with it. I'm annoyed because people make money who don't deserve to make money. Who in their right mind sat down and said that we should make a movie that revolves around Harley Quinn? Just her. I mean, there's other characters in there too, but they're not. I don't even know too much about the other characters in the movie because it's not important, because I'm sure it's not aligned with the actual characters from the comic book, and they're just thrown in there for good measure, and they're thrown in there to garner more of an, for whatever fucking stupid reason. But she's in this. Has this solo movie, and I don't understand why anyone would sit down and if you're trying to make money, sit down and look at this character that is popular because of her interactions with these other characters like Batman, Robin, Joker, and these other characters that make her interesting and important to some people, not me, because of the way she plays off of these other characters. But then you remove all of those characters and you put her in there by herself. That doesn't make any sense. And why would someone sit down and think that they should make a movie like that? It doesn't make any sense to me. I really don't understand it. And I'm glad that the movie is failing. Hopefully, this will be a sign to people going. It's not going to be a sign to people going forward. What the fuck am I saying? Because they just keep doing this dumb shit. Catwoman had her own movie. That failed. Elektra had her own movie. That failed. And they just, for some reason, they keep doing it. They keep giving us garbage. And it's not, and I'm not saying this because I hate woman movies. And the majority of people complaining aren't complaining because it's a woman movie. Nobody cares about that. Most people loved, I don't want to say loved. It's difficult because a lot of the movies that have starred fantastic female leads have been shitty movies. We've had a whole bunch of them, but a lot of them have been shitty. Red Sonja, Barbed Wire, Tank Girl, Aeon Flux. I mentioned Catwoman, Elektra. All of those movies were shitty movies. They just weren't good movies. You rarely get one that's a good movie, like the first Charlie's Angels movie, which was pretty good. It was a fun movie. But other than that, a lot of the other ones have been crap. So we don't shit on them because it's movies with females in it. It's just they're shitty movies that lazy production teams think will be a quick cash grab for them because they can make an action-packed movie with a pretty woman in it, and they think people are just going to throw their money at it. That's not the way it works. You got to make the movie decent. You got to write a good story. And that's not what's being done. You got to stop making stupid decisions like making a movie based on a character that is only really relevant when she's surrounded by all these other characters that you decided to take out of the movie, take out of the story. So it doesn't make any sense, and I'm glad that the movie failed. And I don't really have much to say on it because I wasn't gonna see this movie anyway. I was just hoping. I was like, if this movie makes fucking money, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And now that it's come out that it's not making money and it's bombing, it's made me happy inside. I feel a little bit better. I feel like life is things in the world are just becoming better. I can breathe easier now. I used to be bald, and now I'm growing hair. It's just, the movie is just, because it's bombing, it's like it's setting things right. Everything is back in order. So stop making stupid fucking decisions. If you want to make money, take a well-established property, follow the fucking property the way that it is in its source material, and the same way that that property has been making money because people have been pumping money into it, it will make money when you try to turn it into something, because if you follow the formula, it'll work. It's like if you're trying to sell a McDonald's cheeseburger and you decide to change the cheese from American cheese to blue cheese, and you decide to change the patty from a beef patty into a tofu mushroom capped patty, and then you try to sell it and then it doesn't make money, and you're like, I don't understand. Because it's not what people, you're making something because you're you're forecasting that you're going to make this amount of money based on the love that it's gotten from fans in the past. But then when you take it, you rip it up and you tear it apart and you remove all of the good stuff, and then you try to sell it back to the fans. They're not going to want it. They're not going to give you their money. So stop making these stupid decisions. I was really just rambling because I wanted this to be over 10 minutes, and it is now over 10 minutes. Fuck you, Harley, and goodbye.